What's up everyone, it's me, SpeedSuperSonic, bringing you guys another video. In this video today, it is here! It's finally here! Sonic Prime has arrived on Netflix. All first 8 episodes of the first season are here. And if you're watching this, I'm assuming you watched it. And after you watched that, I know for a fact, the first thing you thought after you finished the first season of Sonic Prime was, what does SpeedSuperSonic think of this? And I'm glad you asked, because I'm about to tell you. This is a show I've been waiting for so long, so without any further ado, let's get into my first impressions review of Sonic Prime Season 1. There's been a lot of discussion about Sonic Prime, both good and bad. I want to give my take on it. All the thoughts flowing through my head. What do I think of Sonic Prime Season 1? Where do I stand in? Well, if you read the title and the thumbnail, you know I believe that Sonic Prime is the best Sonic series so far we have ever received. Simply. It's that simple. To count so far in the history of Sonic the Hedgehog, we've received Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic SAT-AM, Sonic Underground, Sonic X, which is up there, and more recently, Sonic Boom. Some of these shows have just been flat out bad, even though you can find enjoyment. Some of them are just genuinely really good shows, like Sonic X in my opinion. I really enjoy that show. So it made me a Sonic fan. I have a lot of attachment to that show, so saying this is no like light thing. Sonic X means like dearly to me. I thoroughly enjoyed this show. Now I want to preface by saying that Sonic Prime is no complete work of art masterpiece. It's the greatest thing ever created. It's a kid's show. It's not the greatest show of the year. It's not the greatest thing I've seen in my life. At the end of the day, this is a Sonic the Hedgehog series, but it accomplishes its mission at being an amazing Sonic the Hedgehog series and exactly what this franchise and I think this fan base needed. The show focuses on Sonic traversing the Shatterverse, going to multiple different universes, helping different versions of Sonic's friends, discovering new things about himself and growing as a person. We only have 1/3 of that character arc of that story so far, but what do we have so far? What do I think of it? I think it's great. I guess the biggest like meat we might as well dive into right now, because there's a lot of discussion around it and I thought I'd throw my 2 cents into this whole conversation. I see a lot of people saying that the overall tone of Sonic Prime and that Sonic's character at times can be overly childish and overly goofy, and I kind of just, I want to speak on this really quickly. I know the Sonic fan base has a large section of adults. I'm an adult. Almost every single content creator in this space is an adult, and sometimes I think that we forget Sonic at the end of the day, it's a kid's property that just everybody can enjoy. You can't find enjoyment in it, but at the end of the day, the Sonic movies are rated PG, the Sonic games are E10+. They explicitly said that this show was aimed towards ages like 9 through 12. I didn't find it surprising that the show wasn't overly dark, overly brooding and gritty. It had some goofy, wacky moments because this is Sonic the Hedgehog. Just saying that out loud is really goofy and wacky. For a quote-unquote kid show that's rated TVY7, let's be clear, I did not find this show to be overly cartoonish or overly child-friendly. There are some corny jokes, there is like dumbing down of action, there's nothing totally brutal, but there's a lot of really important subject matter here. Not everything is a joke, they take the situation seriously. There's real character building here, some real dark stuff happens, and to match with the tone of the show, which people are saying is childish, which I obviously am saying I disagree with, is also Sonic's character being the same, which I also disagree with being an issue. I've been seeing a lot of people say that this has the movie Sonic problem. What I call that is not liking a good character. In my opinion, Sonic Prime Sonic is quite possibly the best interpretation of the character. It might even be possibly better than movie Sonic. But Sonic is likable, he's energetic, he cares about his friends deeply, even if he has made mistakes. It is so clear and evident to me that this is just 1/3 of a character arc. He's going to be a little brash, overly energetic, a little too balls to the wall. There will be some maturing, some growing as the episodes go on. It seems like a lot of people just simply want Sonic to be this perfect character after we've just escaped that. Having a flawed protagonist, someone who has problems, who has issues, who is, you know, relatable, I think is what makes a character in a story really special. That's what we love about so many of these other characters from other properties. Being able to give that to Sonic, which they've done in the movies and now is being given us in TV, is a privilege. It's not something bad. This idea of Sonic being this perfect, stoic character who can do no wrong and never fails is just boring. I like Sonic X a lot, but his character in that is kinda wooden. And here Sonic is nuanced, he has depth to him. He displays an immense amount of empathy, he is still extremely kind, but the show doesn't also get rid of his cockiness. That's who Sonic should be, and I love this take on the character so much. Spoiler alert, I have a full in-depth, damn near hour-long video on the first season of Sonic Prime coming, so stay tuned for that. I'll get more into it in that video, but I just wanted to get that off my chest because that's just truly how I feel. This is an amazing interpretation of Sonic, and that there being childish elements of the show just comes with the territory of Sonic. I'm sorry. The show doesn't feel dumbed down or watered down for kids. It still has, like I said, dramatic weight to it. It's not cutting corners to fit a TVY7 rating. So yeah, the characters are great, like I said, Sonic is, but the other characters are really good too. There are 3 other alternate universes to the main one that we visit: the dystopian universe, or New York City, I believe is the name of it, and then you have a prehistoric universe and a pirate universe. Each character kind of gets their spotlight, even though there are other characters in that universe as well. New York City really being Tails focused, the prehistoric one being Amy focused, and then the pirate one being Knuckles focused. I kind of like that element, how each character is kind of given their own spotlight, so those characters are definitely the strongest. Tails in New York City is called 9 because he has like 9 limbs, robotic Tails things. He is really well done. I really like him in this show, and I'm excited to see where his character will go in the future episodes, because where he stands right now is kind of like on a cliffhanger of sorts. His dynamic with Sonic and his ultimate motive and like his emotions and feelings is really cool. I think they did a good job with Amy for the most part in the prehistoric universe. I think she's at times a little too stubborn when it's been already kind of made evident that Sonic is a really kind-hearted person and that he means no harm. She's really great towards the end though. I loved her in that, and her relationship towards the end, or just in general with the other cast members in the prehistoric episodes, was really fun. I also thought the prehistoric episodes were the funniest. There's a specific bit with Bark that was really funny. I love that part. That actually got a reaction out of me. And also Pirate Knuckles, I really enjoyed. I just enjoyed everybody in the Pirate universe because they were just like really nice, and it was a cool change of pace from like the other universes. Eggman currently isn't playing a massive role in the series. Instead, the Egg Council is, which consists of one of my new favorite Sonic characters, Baby Eggman. They're kind of taking center stage right now, which is really awesome. So if it wasn't made obvious already, the main universe versions of Sonic's friends don't really play a massive role, and I see a lot of people upset about that, and I can understand if you wanted there to be more focus on them, but at the end of the day, that's not what the show is trying to do. I think there could have been some more building towards the beginning episodes rather than splicing in flashbacks to kind of build out Sonic's relationship with them. But at the end of the day, the show is trying to build Sonic as a character, but also the alternate universe versions of his friends to do so. It's not really trying to get into the character of main universe Tails or Amy or stuff like that. More so how this universe version of those characters are able to influence him and impact him in some way to how he's able to treat them better, have more kindness, more empathy. I think empathy is kind of the most important word when it comes to Sonic's character with these other characters. I truly love them. And I don't think I would have loved them as much if it wasn't for their vocal performances, because just W-O-W. This might be my favorite Sonic cast, maybe. Devin Mack is probably the best Sonic. Fighting out with Ben Schwartz right now. They're in the middle of a boxing match for me. His character is so good in this show, and the fact that I'm seeing people who like don't like it is mind-blowing to me. It is like the most Sonic he could be in a new interpretation in the best way. He still has that overconfidence, coolness, brashness, but he's also really sweet, really kind. He loves the people that he loves, even if he like doesn't actually know that universe version of them. He always wants to do the right thing, and you see that through multiple displays throughout the series, which I just loved this version of Sonic with an immense passion, and Devin Mack is just able to sell that perfectly. Ashley Ball is amazing as Tails, 9, all these other versions of the character. Like I've mentioned in past videos, she actually sounds like a young boy, so Tails like doesn't sound like a girl or like he's gargling on nails. It just sounds so fluid and natural. Probably my favorite Tails, like I can kind of definitively say that. Knuckles has a great voice, Rouge has a great voice, Amy sounds great too. I just want to give a shout out to Brian Drummond, who's able to deliver a really good Eggman. This is like the first time we've had an Eggman outside of Jim Carrey. For the first time in like forever, Mike Pollock has been Eggman in everything for so long. It's kind of nice to have that breath of fresh air. Voice cast is spectacular, and I was kind of saving this character post the character discussion, post the voice acting, because I kind of want to combine it, and that is Shadow. This show completely redeems Shadow for me. We're kind of going into a Shadow renaissance of sorts. I can feel it. We have the Sonic Movie 3 coming, which is obviously going to have a major focus on him, and now we have this, where Shadow may not be the most present or have the most screen time out of any characters in this show, but man is he important to the plot, and I really hope he has a larger presence in future episodes. In the way that this season ends, it's kind of looking that way. I really like Shadow's voice. Some people it sounds a little too Knuckles-like, and I'm kind of fine with that. He doesn't sound overly edgy or has this like weird, overly dramatic voice like we've had for so long. He sounds like a normal person who can like talk. I can like take him seriously as a character, and that's great. He's not overly mean, like he's like trying to do the right thing, which is cool. He kind of acts like the older brother to Sonic in a way, and I really like that dynamic. This character has a lot of potential, and I don't know definitively how much more we're going to see of Shadow in the future episodes. But with the way things end at season 1, which I do not want to completely spoil because this isn't really a spoiler video, it's looking like it's a strong potential, and seeing more of Shadow in anything is always a treat. Now, you might be saying, Ricardo, you've just been speaking nothing about, you've like said nothing wrong about this show so far, you've said nothing bad about it, and that's true, which we're going to get to right now. I don't know if it's completely this show's fault or if I can blame it. The first season doesn't really feel like a first season, it feels like the first part of a first season. As I've mentioned many times in this video, the first season of Sonic Prime is consisted of 8 episodes. And if you've been keeping up with the show, you know Sonic Prime's first season is 24 episodes. Netflix is essentially trying to stretch this for all it's worth for as long as they can into basically 3 seasons, turning a 1-season show into a 3-season show. You never know, it might get picked up for an actual second season, comprised of 8 episodes. So when we'll get the next batch, we don't know. It's gonna be early 2023, I'm assuming, and then we'll get the rest at some other point in 2023, maybe summer, maybe fall, you never know. But the ending is just kind of too abrupt. It is the definition of a cliffhanger. You definitely should be able to see where it goes beyond that. It doesn't really feel fluid or like it's the natural conclusion to a season. Episode 8 is technically a season finale, and it didn't really feel like it. It felt like the continuation of episode 7, just with a Shadow segment at the end, which we've alluded to. That's the biggest issue. It just doesn't really feel like a proper first season, which I can't blame Man of Action or Wildbrain or anybody for. It's just probably what Netflix demanded to happen. Hey, we need this to be stretched out so we can have content to put on the service consistently and get people excited, which cool, it gives us more content to look forward to throughout 2023, because we're gonna have an entire video talking about what 2023 is going to be for Sonic, because it's a really weird year shaping up so far. But yeah, point still stands, it's kind of weird. That is really my biggest complaint. There are plenty of things I can nitpick. There are plenty of like, this doesn't make sense, this is dumb. But when I say like this is dumb, I automatically think Sonic the Hedgehog. Man, that sounds dumb. It's Sonic the Hedgehog. We're talking about cartoon characters who run fast, and a show that is ultimately aimed at audiences 7 and up. I'm not looking for this to be like Breaking Bad or Succession or something. This is Sonic Prime, a show about a cartoon character going to different universes. And rather than judging something for what it could be or not being exactly what I want, I'm gonna look at the project, the piece of art, as what it's trying to accomplish rather than what I want it to be. We could do that all day of like, oh, they should have done this, or oh, they should have done that. Well, they didn't. Judge it for if they did what they did right. And that's how I'm going at it. And I think that they set out on a mission and they accomplished it with ease. This is hands down so far the best Sonic series, in my opinion, not even close. The first 8 episodes of this are just far and away better than any first 8 episodes of any other Sonic series. I think this is so good. This is what a Sonic show should be, especially getting young fans invested in the franchise, getting more fans, because I believe that's the main goal of this show. It's been stated by Sega. This isn't even an operative to just make money. This is to strengthen the IP. Put out more content, keep the brand out there, and gain new fans by putting out quality content. And that's what this is. Funny enough, I did get Ben 10-esque vibes from it, which is fitting because it's by Man of Action who's done that show. And I'm honestly so happy that they were the ones to do it, because man, this was really good. Once again, this is just the first 8 episodes, so there are plenty more episodes to come. We got like, what, 16? There's plenty more Sonic Prime where this came from, and also more videos from me on Sonic Prime Season 1 coming very, very soon. I'll be ranking all the episodes, going in depth with them, really breaking down scene by scene, diving in some Easter eggs, what we're going to see in Season 2 is going to be very fun. I am so excited to talk more about this show. But that, I want to know what you think. What did you think of Season 1 of Sonic Prime? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you somewhere in the middle? Let me know what you think. I'd love to know what you guys have to say. I read every comment, so put it in. Feel free to follow my social media links to my Twitter and Instagram in the description below. You can follow those by seasons of my life, feature content, and all things Sonic the Hedgehog. But most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. This is the #1 destination on YouTube for all things Sonic. Whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comics, merchandise, and more, we talk about it all. Like I said, more Prime content coming soon, but we also have a brand new Sonic Merch Hunt Christmas special coming up exactly a week away. We're heading into 2023 where we have even more content, like the live-action Knuckles series coming. There's no better time to be a Sonic fan than right now. I love this franchise. I love all of you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Tell me